Red Dead Online will never be the same. So many new combat, movement, and mechanic changes I want and need to talk about in this video. I just want to jump right into it all, but first I do want to plug myself, so drop a like if you guys do go on to enjoy today's video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and make sure to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at HazardousHDTV to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest Red Dead Redemption 2 news and information. I also just want to mention I am live every single day on twitch.tv, so if you are in the market for daily Red Dead Online live streams with this update, you can be sure to always have a channel that's excited to have a conversation with you and play Red Dead Online with you. So let's get started on all of these changes. I'm going to be talking about all of this from the patch notes, and then I'm going to be showing you guys in-game examples of each thing, and then we're also going to play a match of PvP so you can see how these things work in action, not just me explaining things to you in this first portion of the video. Later on, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we have the following movement changes that have been made for players. All on-foot movement, such as running, swimming, jumping, climbing, and vaulting, is now quicker and more responsive. Players will now recover quicker from situations like ragdolling, combat diving, and slope sliding. Animations and movement speeds have been reworked in first-person camera view to provide a better gameplay experience. Player movement is now maintained when vaulting fences, climbing objects and ladders, and when aiming weapons, and the on-foot auto-follow camera behaviors have been returned to be less aggressive and more player-friendly, but still helpful when sprinting or engaging in combat. The following combat changes have been made. We have directional damage indicators that have been added, which will display around the edge of the screen when the player is hit. They can be turned off in the display section of the settings menu if you do not want to use them. All gun weapons can now be aimed, cocked, and reloaded quicker, increasing responsiveness during combat. All gun weapon aiming cameras have been reframed, making it easier to clearly see and target oncoming enemies. Thrown weapons can now be equipped, aimed, and thrown quicker. Cover entry and transitions are now more responsive, reducing cases where the player takes cover against the wrong object, and it is now a lot harder for other players to remain locked onto you while in cover, making it a more viable tactic during combat. Aiming and firing weapons while in cover is now more responsive, and cameras have been reworked to give a better view for the player's surroundings. Weapon reticle sway is now reduced when aiming while crouched. Enabled a small amount of aim assist while using weapons with scopes, making it easier to reliably hit targets. Quick scopers and snipers are going to greatly enjoy this. Aim assist for weapons is no longer disabled while Deadeye ability cards are active, and players can no longer aim weapons when they are on fire. We also have some melee changes that have been added, like grapples, tackles, and breakouts are now quicker across the board. Difficulty of grapples and tackles is now based on the attacking player's direction to the target. Tackles and executions are more likely to succeed when approaching from the rear or the sides, and victims can reliably counter the grapple if attacked from the front. You can now shove other players when sprinting towards them and tapping RT or R2. This will knock them to the ground while you remain standing. So it's different than when you would just charge at people, mean to like hip fire them and shoot them, and you tackle them instead. The following interaction changes have also been made quicker, like looting enemy bodies is now quicker and does not require you to pick up the body. Reviving downed players now takes less time, making it more viable while still engaged in combat. Animations for hog tying, breaking out of a hog tie, and cutting free from a hog tie are now shorter. Hold button prompts have been shortened for many actions, including picking up animals, stowing pelts, and looting cabinets. Picking up weapons during showdown modes is also now more responsive and will not slow the momentum of the player, and we also have some horse and vehicle changes for players in Red Dead Online. Like animations for mounting horses in non-combat situations are now a lot quicker. Animations for entering vehicles now have a more consistent timings and are slightly quicker in general. Long arm weapons can now be aimed and fired while sitting in rowboats and canoes, and entering, aiming, and firing mounted weapons is now more responsive. So this is all great information here. I hope you guys enjoyed this section of the video. We are going to be jumping into the game now so you can see exactly how this stuff plays out, mostly things having to do with running, shooting, reloading, taking cover, free aiming, also shooting people with different weapons in the PvP modes. You can see how all of these things work here in Red Dead Online. You can also see some examples of the cover system, not necessarily on my own perspective in the gameplay, but other players, and you can see how I'm trying to lock onto them, and it's harder to do than where it was before the update. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching this part. Let's move on to the next part. Now, inside of this video, I wanted to show you guys just, this is going to be a live commentary portion of the video. Everything, showing you everything that I'm doing to show you the new combat changes and everything. Right off the bat, look at this. The reload speed, greatly improved. A lot of the things here, running, swimming, jumping, climbing, vaulting, reloading, moving around, cocking your weapons and everything. Rockstar says they made it quicker and more responsive. I'm just gonna call them out right now. It's a very lazy way of doing it. They didn't build any new mechanic from the ground up to improve the game. They basically did every little thing that you're doing in this game besides like just actually sprinting in your movement speed. They doubled it. So you can see I'm not even trying to walk fast. Like, this is what you look like when you're in your camp trying to walk fast through the camp. The other option is to sprint and then sprint again. Or I guess I should say run and then sprint. But this is your normal movement walking. Now you need to very slowly move the front stick forward to walk at like a normal speed like you used to before when you used to take a stroll through town. Now if you move the stick completely forward, this is your natural speed. The other thing is being ADS'd after going into a sprint. Now you don't slow down, you're constantly in that jog, and basically this is what it would look like to another player if you were in first person doing this. They basically took the first person mechanics and put it into the third person part of this game, which is kind of an interesting thing because the game is built to be a third person game anyway. But then they just basically introduced the first person mechanics and doubled everything up. So you can see how fast I'm moving around with this stick. And the other thing is if you're gonna fire, which I'm gonna put in a different ammo so I don't just waste my special ammo here. You could see the reload speed again. That is way too quick for a Lancaster repeater, but I do like it because it'll make the PvP combat a lot better. The spinning, you're more responsive at a player. It seemed like the sensitivity has been adjusted. Anyway, they added free roam lobbies into online. Look at the weapon cocking. Now, you still need to cock the weapons even if you don't fire, but it's so fast now. It is insanely fast, and the weapon wheel is responsive. You can quickly tap L1 and then actually pull out the other weapon that you're trying to pull out. So it's very nice, but here's in crouch mode, the same thing. Your guy just looks like he's skipping. He's looking like he's taking a hit off of a meth pipe or something. It looks a little bit silly. It looks clumsy. I don't like the way it's presented, but I do think these are necessary changes to the online, at least in the PvP side, and it reflects Red Dead Redemption 1 multiplayer, in my opinion. Like, if you guys think back to that game, you're running around like this, firing really fast. You just don't have bloom, but you could rapid fire like this in the first game. Actually, honestly, even faster. And, you know, you're reloading super fast. You don't have the diving mechanic. You have the rolling, but you're just going around being really fast. This game now has a more arcade feel to it. And whether or not, you know, the heavy, sluggish, grounded mechanics before was a big draw for you, or now with these mechanics, if this is a big draw for you, if you don't like them, if you do like them, please let me know down in the comments. I think this was overall a necessary change for the game. Rockstar, in my opinion, did go about it in a very lazy fashion by just doubling the speed of everything and not actually kind of introducing a new mechanic, because now I feel like when you aim and stuff, the aim assist and the auto aim isn't as strong, or it's delayed or something, because now that the animations are sped up, it's not like the game is, now that I'm aiming down sights, I'm locking onto the player. It just feels like I'm aiming down sights, and then the game realizes that I should have aimed down sights half a second later, and then it'll lock onto the player like normal, because they didn't adjust like the ADS time in terms of lock on. They just adjusted the ADS time in terms of how it's presented for you. I mean, you could see how quick this is. This is my favorite part of the new changes right here, is the fact that you only ADS for how long you're tapping the trigger. The weapon, you know, if you just tap the trigger real fast, that's what you do. That's how it should be in any game. Before, you used to just tap the left trigger and you pull up the weapon for like half a second. And that would ruin gunfights, because in that amount of time, you couldn't sprint away, you couldn't dive, you couldn't swap weapons, you were just stuck in this sluggish animation. And so I do like some of the new changes because it allows you to be very quick and responsive, but some players may not like this change. I'm still getting used to it, in my opinion here. I wanted to search for a last stand mode to try and find that, but overall, I'm very pleased with this. I truly am. So I do want to show you kind of this in practice real quick in a quick PvP match if we want to jump into this. But you can kind of get a feel right now of how it's going to be like in the free roam, and then I will show you in the PvP side coming up right after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the plunder match. I think we're just going to go through this whole thing. I want to give you guys a full gameplay. This is just my first attempt. I'm not trying to do that great or anything. I mean, if I do great, awesome. If I suck, then you guys can roast me in the comments. I'm just trying to show you guys what these new gameplay changes, new combat changes, new control changes and mechanics, all of that stuff, how this comes into play in the PvP, and you can try and apply this in your mind to the free roam as well. I mean, you guys will see when you log on. I just showed you some free roam gameplay with the new mechanic changes, but that's just me explicitly showing off the controls. Here's me trying to take out some people. The headshots, as you can see, you can't necessarily flick up anymore. It's interesting. I feel like the lock-on just kind of got messed with. The double barrel is still just as good as ever, but it's you will have trouble getting some kills. So I'm gonna, man, this is I'm still not used to it. It's hectic. Everyone's moving around so fast. You can chicken dance really easily, which, you know, for better or for worse, that's what this game is like. You know, Slippery got a nerf. We could talk about the ability card changes in the videos. Wow, look at that lag. Did you see that? Okay. But you could just kind of skirt around the map, and it's nice. I like this ability. It's just in some situations it feels weird. I hope that wasn't a kill trade. I don't think. The respawning is still, it seems a little bit slow. I don't know if that's due to servers or not, but you guys can see in these situations here, when you'd aim down sights in those gunfights, you guys remember, and I know you guys know, how slow everyone would be. Like, you'd get lasered super quick when someone got the lock on and the headshot on you, but now the mechanics are what's fast, and maybe going for that headshot is not the right choice, because someone can get a bunch of body shots on you, or just get the headshot with the shotgun quicker than you can go if you were trying to get the headshot or something. So, or did I say headshot? I meant body shot. But anyway, it's just now everyone's zipping around in those gunfights, and you could see the aim. It just feels like the auto-aim tracing has been severely reduced. So it's not all about tracking someone and then shooting them. It's kind of more, oh, Jesus, I don't know where I'm getting shot from. I can't see this guy. Oh, my God. Hold up. All right, we're going to try going for a pistol kill. I don't know if this is a smart idea or not. Oh, boy. Oh, did we? We got him. I'm gonna take this bag and we're gonna bring it back. You're ripping through snake oils in this now. Like, it seems like the speed of the rate of which how your Deadeye drains has been, oh God. Okay, well that's not too bad. You can kind of turn on people pretty easily in this mode. I'm just using these tonics because this is kind of what the game came to. I don't know if that's still a good idea or not. I need to play more. I've been making these videos for you guys. I've been live streaming on Twitch, but I haven't been able to enjoy necessarily just play, sit down, not need to record anything or stream or anything, just play all the content. But I did want to bring you guys these changes and make some part of the video showing off how everything comes into play. I'm going to try and get some kills without using Deadeye. It's interesting how it happens now because the speed at which your reticle closes in hasn't changed. But the rate at which you ADS has changed and your rapid firing and everything, so you want to shoot quicker, and that's going to cause you to miss shots. But you can kind of, the cover system was also reworked. But you can go for body shots now. It's nice. Body shots, although they weren't buffed, it's worth it to go for body shots. Like, that guy just lasered me a million times, but I don't think he didn't headshot me right off the bat. If that was before the update, I would have gone for body shots. I would have just died straight away because he would have gotten a quick and clean headshot on me. But now it's worth it to just try and go for other types of kills, like body shots, for example. I wish body shots were kind of buffed, but the mechanics and the ADS and the rate of fire and the rapid fire and all that stuff, it's been so drastically improved. The game just doesn't feel ridiculous for some type of PvP mode. I mean, again, it depends on what you think of that for the PvE side of things. I feel like my aim is still messed up on NPCs as well. That's what I was saying. These mechanics are almost too quick. It's not like the aim is able to lock on in time or anything, or like the game isn't catching up for the mechanics, but it is still nice. It feels overall, I used to get super sweaty and super angry at the online because of the fact that I felt slow, I couldn't react, and I would put myself in situations where I needed to go for the kill, otherwise I would die, but then because of that, something would happen, and I couldn't react to that next situation. And although it's still my fault for getting into that type of situation, that gunfight, I still should have won it in any other game, you know? I would have so much trouble going for those multi-kills. If they were two teammates, like, I couldn't challenge them before. Now I kind of can if I'm careful enough. And so I like that. At least just ode to the mechanics. Now with the gunfights, you know, you could shoot your weapon really fast and things like that and skip around. Like, this is legit chicken dancing right here. Look how fast this is. So whether you like that or not is up to you. But I do think that these mechanics needed some type of change, and maybe Rockstar could dial them back a little bit, but they just aren't as frustrating as they used to be. I mean, because they were ridiculous before. Oh my God, he's going for the shank. Oh my God, we were just in the middle of these cornfields or whatever, sugarcane fields, and he's going for that melee on me. I gotta watch out too. Man, I'm losing Deadeye like crazy. I should not need to take this many tonics. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm using my old ability cards. I don't know if I should be using the new ones or not. I need to do some testing and stuff. But yeah, it just seems like the aim. This is my one gripe so far about these new mechanic changes. The gameplay's super fast. I've made that abundantly clear. But something with the auto aim when you're in these super close quarter situations it feels like the aim isn't actually tracing the player. It feels like you're just missing for some reason. Like the game doesn't want you to lock on in a certain sense. Not like it's bugged or glitched, but they sped everything up, but they didn't necessarily speed up the time that the game should lock on. So you do the animation, you go through, and then the game locks on after the normal amount of time that you would ADS before the update. So like you ADS and then you have this time period where the game just doesn't actually register that you're aimed in because the mechanics were doubled in speed, or the animations were doubled in speed, and then the game will be like, oh yeah, now we can lock on. So I think maybe Rockstar needs to adjust that. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but that is everything here that is up on deck for these changes in Red Dead Online. I just wanted to bring you this video showing off these changes as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. You know, if you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 2. I got you covered with the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, leaks, all that good stuff, and also Grand Theft Auto Online and The Last of Us Part 2 content. Can't forget about those. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram, also to get connected with me outside of YouTube, you can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of those links can be found in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.